Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So there is one question that I get asked very often, and that is that can I move out of the province from which I got the nomination? Or a similar question could be like, I got a better job opportunity in some other province. So is it possible that I can take that opportunity and move to that other province? And if I can, then when exactly can I move out? How long should I wait for that? So in this video, I'll try to answer all these questions so that you get more clarity about your mobility rights after you get the permanent residence through a PNP nomination. So my name is NISHANT and let's get started. So let's start from the very beginning, that is from the day you arrive in Canada. So you land in Canada with a document in your hand which is called COPR, that is Confirmation of Permanent Residence. But having a COPR in hand does not mean that you are still a permanent resident. So you are still not a permanent resident until and unless the immigration officials at the border or at the airport, they sign your COPR. So yes, there is still a possibility that if the immigration officials find any contradiction or any discrepancy in your documents, or if suppose you do not have all the required documents with you, then they can still deny your entry. And one such reason for a denial could be your doubtful intention to stay in the province from which you have been nominated. So generally the officials will ask you that where will you reside after you exit this airport. So if you say that you will be moving out to some other province to stay with your friend or your family member who is residing in some other province, then the officials would deny your entry on the grounds of misrepresentation, because they would know that you never intended to stay in your nominating province, and that can impact your chances of re-entering to Canada for the next 5 years even on a visitor visa. But if you get the PR through the Express Entry program, that is basically through the Federal Skilled Trade or Federal Skilled Worker or even through CEC category, then you can move to any city in any province after you exit the airport at your port of entry as per the mobility rights which are mentioned in the Section 6 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom. And this section clearly states that every citizen of Canada and every person who has the status of a permanent resident of Canada has the right to move to and take up residence in any province and to pursue the gaining of a livelihood in any province. So now comes the question, can you move out of your nominating province? So when you get a PNP nomination, you have to express your intent to stay in that province and to contribute to its economy by signing an undertaking or a declaration form. And to be honest, it is actually your moral and ethical duty to contribute to the economy of the province which has nominated you. Now, in the case where you are already working or studying in the province where you got the nomination from, and if you try to move out of that province even before your PR application is being processed, then the province will often withdraw your nomination. And that is one thing that you definitely do not want to do. So please wait before you move out of the province, at least till your PR application is being processed. But once your PR file is processed and you have become a permanent resident now, then as we discussed before, that as per the Section 6 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom, the permanent residents have the mobility rights to move and work in any province. So yes, you can move out of your nominating province, but there are still some limitations for the people who have got the PR through the PNP nomination, which we will discuss further in this video. Now, because as per the law, the minimum stay period in your nominating province is not mentioned anywhere, hence when you move out of the province after getting the PR, the province may still request IRCC to revoke your PR status on the grounds of misrepresentation, as your move to another province just after getting the PR clearly shows that you never intended to stay in that province. Hence, you have to be very strategic about your move. But don't worry, not always a province will request IRCC to revoke the PR status. Now comes the question that how to be strategic about our move to another province, or how to convince the immigration officials that you never misrepresented your intent to stay in your nominating province. So basically what you have to prove is that your intent was good and you tried your level best to settle in your nominating province. So if you try to move out of your nominating province just after getting the PR, obviously you won't be able to prove that you tried your best. Hence, staying in your nominating province for at least 1 to 2 years is definitely recommended, because that is a long enough period to prove that you made an effort and you tried your level best to settle in this province and to contribute to its economy. But just staying long enough in your nominating province is not sufficient. You need to provide certain documents to prove that you actually made an effort. So for example, if you are already working in your nominating province, then you may have to show a proof that you are getting a better job, a relevant job to your profile with a considerably higher pay. And that makes your move to another province justified. Second, if you are not working and you are finding it difficult to find a suitable and a relevant job in the nominating province, and you have been doing just the survival jobs for a very long time, then you would need to show a proof of all your job applications and all the refusal and the rejection letters that you may have received. You would also need to show a proof that you have made use of all the employment services and the post-arrival services that the government offers, and even then you could not find a suitable job. And that makes your move to another province justified. So yes, if you are landing in Canada through a PNP program, then make sure that you keep a copy of all your job applications and all the refusal letters in a Google Drive or an iCloud. Who knew that the refusal letters could be so useful? Another thing that you can prove is that you got recently married and your partner is residing in some other province and you want to join your spouse. And another thing that you can show as a proof of your intent to stay in the nominating province are your provincial IDs like your provincial health card, your driver's license, your 1-year residential lease, and all your utility bills. And last but not the least, always inform your province's immigration authorities well in advance about your intention to move out of the province with all your valid reasons and proofs. Though I know I have already told you in some of my previous videos that yes, you can move out of your nominating province, but it is recommended to stay for at least 1 to 2 years and you would need to show some proof of your reasons to move out. But because I was still getting these questions very often and a lot of you wanted a little more clarity about your mobility rights, hence I thought that this topic deserves a detailed standalone video. So if you found this helpful, then please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you in our next video. Till then, take care and stay safe.